The Rocky Mountains stretch more than 3,000 miles from British Columbia to New Mexico. The eastern edge of the Rockies rises impressively above the interior plains of North America, including the Front Range that runs from northern New Mexico to Wyoming. The western edge of the Rockies, near Salt Lake, divides the Great Basin from other mountains further to the west. At the heart of the Rocky Mountains is Colorado, and its history is filled with explorers, mountain men, cowboys, and conquistadors. The Spanish explorers came here in the 1500s, and 300 years later, the United States acquired eastern Colorado as part of the Louisiana Purchase. 40 years after that, central Colorado became part of the U.S. with the admission of Texas to the Union, and western Colorado quickly followed as a result of the Mexican War. However, for more than 1,000 years, this was the home of the Northern Ute Nation. They believed they were related to the bear, and in the spring, they would gather for the annual Bear Dance at places like Muckawanago Creek, which is Ute for where the bear walks. Very respectful of the environment, the Ute would hunt only for food and clothing. Prior to the arrival of the European settlers, their hunting grounds included the vast territory of Colorado and parts of Utah and northern New Mexico. But in 1859, everything changed when a prospector from Georgia found gold in gravel deposits in Cherry Creek, and the rush to Colorado was on. The pattern was quite common, and even though some sought to achieve a peaceful coexistence, in the end, the Ute Nation was forced to relocate to Utah by President Abraham Lincoln. In subsequent years, in the area destined to become Leadville, gold prospectors kept finding an unknown dark mineral in their gold pans. It was silver, along with 1 million tons of lead, zinc, and gold. And when all was said and done, Leadville would hold the world's record for silver, which in turn produced the likes of the unsinkable Molly Brown and Baby Doe Tabor, who died penniless, living in the mine that had once made her wealthy. On the western side of the mountains, the story was much the same. However, without much more than wagon trails extending to Aspen and Glenwood Springs and on to Utah, the need for a way to harvest the wealth created the momentum that would open the beauty of the Frying Pan River Valley to more than a few mountain men and miners. Before Wells Fargo or Kit Carson and the stagecoaches, in one of the great engineering feats of the 19th century, the Colorado Midland Railroad set about to conquer the Great Divide by constructing the first transcontinental standard gauge railroad through Colorado. The railroad started in Colorado Springs and ran west over Ute Pass to Leadville. From there, they dug a 2,000-foot-long tunnel through the mountain leading to Hell's Gate and eventually down to the Frying Pan River Valley to Seven Castles and on to Basalt. The railroad has long since passed into Colorado history, but in its wake, it left 100 stories of life on the Frying Pan River and its valley, teeming with wildflowers, deer, and elk. Today, a modern highway follows the same route along the Frying Pan River, and you're more likely to meet a movie star than a mountain man. But the mountain air is as crisp and clear as ever, and the beauty that inspired the likes of Teddy Roosevelt to fish the Frying Pan River in 1905 is still there for all to see and enjoy.